For what we are about to receive, may we be truly thankful. You may have heard that somewhere. You may even have said it or something like it at the beginning of a meal. But have you ever stopped to really think about those words? You are giving thanks before you have received. This is the key. You give gratitude, heartfelt gratitude, before receiving. This is the magic of gratitude.
Indeedy.
I'm Jack Cox, author of Love Not Fear.
Ta-da! This is Jack's book. Thoroughly recommend it.
And I'm joined by my gorgeous co-host, Annie Day, who's written 2 scrumptious books.
Orgasmic Health and Your Guide to Feeling Fabulous Fast.
And our very, very good friend, Barnabas England, who's written a very brilliant little book.
All about
all
love.
Love. La, 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 la. All you need is love. La, 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 la. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. And you might as well buy Barnabas's book as well.
Might as well while you're at it. I should put all the links below in the show notes, like I always do. Barnabas has just finished a series on Facebook all about gratitude.
Yeah.
That he did with 2 lovely Australian ladies. You lucky man. So
how do you find him, eh? Everywhere you look. There's 51% of the population is female, so it's quite easy to find. No, Sandan is from Harrogate in North Yorkshire, and she was with Osho. She was in Osho's community in the late 1980s, early 1990s, and Mary, or Maya, as it says on Facebook, is originally from Ireland. So, but she's got a much clearer Aussie accent than Sandan. But
well, it was a very, very good series, and I'm sure we'll put a link to that in the show notes as well.
Yeah,
I expect
that'd be great.
I expect it's still on Facebook.
Yeah. I think the group is now going to be opened up to the public, so that anybody can join it and anybody can watch back the 29 videos that we made every morning, 9:30 a.m.
Brilliant. Right, Annie's going first this week, so over to you.
I am indeed. So, as Jack's already beautifully explained, the real gift of gratitude is to say thank you before you can see it arriving. It's also the reason we can manifest as well. So every morning in the shower, I sing a song called Thank You for All I Have. Thank you for all I've had. Thank you for all I will have. Thank you for all I have. And I sing it over and over and over again. So what I'm saying is, I know that the universe has always given me so many blessings in the past. He's given me so many blessings in the present moment, and will continue to give me lots of blessings in the future as well. So I thought that was a good way of starting off.
That's beautiful, Annie.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Absolutely gorgeous.
So gratitude is an emotion similar to appreciation. The psychological association more specifically defines this phenomenon as a sense of happiness and thankfulness in response to a fortunate happenstance or tangible gift. Gratitude is both a state and a trait, according to Jan Beacon et al. In 2020. Better explained, one can experience gratitude for someone or something at a certain moment in time, and someone experiences gratitude more long-term as a positive character trait. So I'm going to say that I do possess that character trait, because I know that however challenging things are, I can always find the blessing in everything and be grateful that I wake up every morning for a start off. That's a pretty good thing to be happy about, isn't it?
It's a good way to start the day, waking up.
It is indeed. It's not going to work otherwise, is it? So according to Dr. Robert Emmons, the feeling of gratitude involves 2 stages, and this came from research by Emmons and McCulloch in 2003. First comes the acknowledgement of goodness in one's life. In a state of gratitude, we say yes to life. We affirm that all in all, life is good and has elements that make it so worth living. The acknowledgement that receives something gratifies us, both by its presence and by the effort that the giver put into choosing it. I would say, especially where it's a homemade gift or homemade card as well, it's got that additional energy in it, hasn't it? Secondly, gratitude is recognizing that some sources of this goodness lie outside of ourselves. One can be grateful to our creator, of the people, animals, and the world. At this stage, we recognize the goodness in our lives and who to thank for it. The 2 stages of gratitude comprise the recognition of the goodness in our lives and then how this goodness came to us. Through this process, we can recognize the fortune of everything that improves our lives and ourselves. Further gratitude can be considered either a dispositional trait or a state of being. As a state, an individual practice gratitude as part of their daily life, and this was McCulloch et al. In 2002, and is considered a character strength. It is important to remember that gratitude is a strength that can be enhanced with awareness and practice, just like Barnabas has been doing and the many gratitude courses I've done as well. When a person experiences the emotion from someone expressing gratitude from them, it is referred to as a state of grace. That's Watkins et al. In 2009. Gratitude and positive psychology. As we already know, positive psychology focuses on positive thoughts and behaviours. Its constructs include optimism, hope, and you've guessed it, gratitude. That was Idochi et al. 2021. Robert Emmons has led positive psychology's expansion of research on the importance of gratitude. Emmons has authored several papers on the psychology of gratitude, showing that being more grateful can lead to an increased levels of well-being, and that was Emmons and Crumpler 2000. Some of Emmons' work has also specifically dealt with gratitude in religious settings, highlighting how gratitude towards a higher power may lead to increased physical health, and that was Krauss et al. In 2015. Why is it important to be grateful? Passmore and Oates 2016 assert that as expectations have changed, gratitude has diminished in Western society. Possessions and health are expectation for many individuals rather than considered as personal blessings that are appreciated. Gratitude has for many been replaced by disappointment, anger, and resentment when these expected blessings either do not appear or they disappear. And this was Passmore and Oates 2016, page 43. I have learned that gratitude helps people focus on the positive aspects of their life. Gratitude can help build and maintain relationship with others, resulting in hope, life satisfaction, and more proactive behaviours toward others. And that was Passmore and Oates 2016. Gratitude is strongly related to well-being. Yelverton et al. 2020 and Wood et al. 2010, the positive effects of experiencing and expressing gratitude are endless according to their research. Gratitude appears to have a domino effect. If a person experiences gratitude, they are more likely to recognize the help and then later reciprocate that help. And that was Wood et al. In 2010. People who are thanked are more apt to extend help to others in the future. So according to Buddhism, gratitude is indicative of the concept of dependent origination, which implies that everything is interconnected. For Buddhists, awareness of our interdependent and interconnected existence evokes gratitude for the web of life that sustains us. Judaism, individuals practicing Judaism may start the day with Modi Ani, a short Hebrew blessing, thanking God for being alive each day. As we've said, Jack, it's very important to say thank you straight away for that first blessing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Christians denote gratitude to God by stating blessings. These blessings are said in a prayer form and are created for, as Jack's already said, for food, family life, and any other blessings that God has granted you. As if you needed any more convincing, in a review of all the literature by Craig and Chivons in 2021, they found that gratitude has a positive affiliation with positive effect, life satisfaction, forgiveness, and a lack of gratitude can mean a negative affiliation with substance abuse, neuroticism, as well as anxiety and depression. So one of the things we could do to keep that attitude of gratitude going is to have a gratitude journal. A gratitude journal involves jotting down a few things that you are really thankful for, and this can be done daily or weekly as you so choose. Keeping a gratitude journal is a good first step towards establishing gratitude, and it will help you identify and reflect on people, things, or events for which you are thankful. Nawa and Yamagishi's 2021 research involving university students concluded that completing a gratitude journal not only positively impacted academic motivation, it favourably influenced goal-directed behaviour in general. In this study, 84 students were placed into either a gratitude group or a neutral control group. For 2 weeks, the active gratitude group was asked to list 5 things they were grateful for and evaluate various aspects of their daily lives, while the control group was only asked to do daily self-evaluation. Unsurprisingly, the gratitude group demonstrated significant enhancements in academic motivations and dreams. I believe gratitude turns what little you have into abundance. Gratitude is so much more than saying thank you. Gratitude changes your perspective of the world. I start every day as soon as I am conscious with gratitude, as I've already said, and Jack's agreed with, and I'm sure Barnabas will as well, that I woke up today. So that's the first thing that I really need to be grateful for. I then list at least 10 things that I'm especially grateful for and link this with how I will express my gratitude. So often my list's a lot bigger than 10 things that I'm grateful for.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, lovely.
Hi, Catherine.
I start every day as soon as I'm conscious with gratitude, as I woke up today, which Jack's already said, and I'm sure Barnabas and Karen would agree. The most important thing that we can say as soon as we become conscious is thank you, because I woke up today. I then list at least 10 things that I am especially grateful for and link this with how I will express my gratitude. It could be to simply to say, thank you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for your kindness, your gift, or your presence in my life. And usually I have a lot more than 10, but it's a good place to start as a way to get people into that habit of having that attitude of gratitude. It could be that I send a card or a letter to thank someone, to express my gratitude. I frequently call folks and tell them, or I leave a voicemail or text with loads of emoticons in. I frequently say, I feel so very blessed because, and then go on to list all the things. I've been practicing for many years being more Taoist regularly. So even in the most challenging times, I will affirm it is all in divine and perfect order. And when I'm feeling unconvinced, I say it is all in divine and fucking perfect order to really ground what I'm saying so that I do believe it. And we've talked about how grounding worm works in the past, haven't we, Jack?
We have, yeah.
I practice gratitude in every way, every day, so that it has become a way of life and keeps me positive, bubbly, energized, and joyful. My favourite books on gratitude are Louise Hayes's Gratitude, A Way of Life, and another book that I love, again, Attitudes of Gratitude by MJ Ryan. And the other one is Louise L. Hay, Letters to Louise. And then if we've got time, I'd like to read a book to the lovely Jack.
Oh, carry on, yeah.
Well, I'd like to do it live, really, but it takes about 10 minutes to read, so I don't know if I've got time.
Can we do it at the end?
Yes, that's what I thought. So it's called To the Moon and Back, a picture book for old souls and young hearts. More positivity, encouragement from the author and illustrator of Fox Under the Moon. So there you go, Jack.
Thank you, Annie. That was lovely. Barnabas, do you want to read us your poem?
So just a little bit of context. We were going through the book, The Magic, which is by Rhonda Byrne, who's the author of The Secret. Yeah. And I've always been a grateful person. I've always been taught that from being a child, say your pleases and your thank yous. But it really took it to a new level, so that what the book does is it takes you in the initial stages of it to a recognition of all the things that we are to be truly grateful for. Just name it, and there is, the book has a chapter on it, whether it's health or wealth, or the air that we breathe, or work. There's so many different chapters all about that. But eventually you get this build up where you're thinking that you're going to have, you can't get any more things to be thankful for. Then what she does is she says, put your hand on your heart and start saying thank you for things. Yeah. So there's a second section of the book where you're actually feeling it even more. And then you think you can't take it any deeper than this. And then on day 25, because each day I was attempting to write a poem. I've written this poem based on day 25, the chapter of day 25, and it's called Cue the Magic, which is the title of that day's lesson. And it goes like this, my poem. The magic is waiting everywhere as you open your eyes. See the blessings front and center. By now, it should be no surprise. Where'er you look with gratitude, it stares you in the face. A thank you here, a thank you there. Your world is filled with grace. An aid memoir round every corner. The universe says to you, here's another thing to be thankful for. I'm telling you the truth. It's time to cue the magic. It's waiting in the wings as it enters stage right into your life. It's here for your blessing. People, circumstances, and events in your life each day can direct you to the magic. Pay attention to what they say. Cue the Magic is a playful game, and each day is a beautiful day. Open up your heart to gratitude and see the signs along the way.
That was lovely. Thank you, Barnabas. That was
Thank you,
beautiful.
Barnabas. That was brilliant. Absolutely gorgeous.
I like that
Catherine,
one, yeah. I've been looking through them all.
Catherine, is gratitude an important part of your life?
How can I say that? Gratitude just to be here now, and gratitude that just reading a message from Barnabas, and it just reminded me, oh my God, it's Monday, and I'm free, and I've got some time.
Yay!
And so here I am, and yeah, and just listening to what you've just been saying, that, I mean, that just puts you in gratitude, doesn't it? Just to be in the presence of people that just are just nice.
Yeah.
Well, we're very grateful to have you here, Catherine.
Yeah, I'm sorry I've missed quite a few, but it's nice to be here again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for turning up.
Talking about gratitude, then yeah, I am grateful for the friends that I've got.
Yeah.
It's just like sort of it's nice to be here anyway and listen to what you're talking
Oh, I'm really pleased that you're here.
No, we were talking about gratitude, and Annie was saying it has to be heartfelt gratitude.
Yeah.
In the movie The Secret that Annie mentioned, James Ray spoke about beginning every day with gratitude, didn't he? He still talked about walking to the bathroom, and as he put his left foot down, he said thank you, and as he put his right foot down, he said you, thank you, all the way to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Remember that? Yeah. But he stressed that it can't just be some rote routine. You have to really
You've got to
feel
mean it.
mean
You've
it.
got to really mean it, haven't you?
Really, really mean it. You've got to feel it.
Yeah.
We live in a feeling universe. I can't remember who said that. So it's the feelings that you're giving out that makes things happen,
Yeah.
not just the words. Yeah, I mean, for most of my, well, not most of my life, but certainly at the moment, I mean, I'm overflowing with gratitude at the moment. Some of you know that I've recently moved to Glastonbury.
Glastonbury, yay!
And it's such a lovely town. It's full of positive, uplifting people.
Yeah.
And I've been
It's
privileged
a dream come true, isn't it, Jack, for you?
It's a dream come true for me.
Sure.
So obviously I'm absolutely full of gratitude, you know.
You are. You are.
Bubbling over with it.
Yeah.
And I've been working on projects with some very special people, and it's been a fantastic experience.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I had a challenging Christmas. Now, I always have challenging Christmases because of stuff from the past. But this year I had a particularly challenging Christmas. I exchanged sharp words with a very dear friend. And my gratitude took a dive.
Oops. Oops.
Yeah, and I was full of fear that I'd overstep the mark, and
Oh, darling.
and I'd scuppered any hope that I may have had of having a future in Glastonbury. And I was going
Oh,
completely
baby, that sounded like awful paranoia.
I was going completely over the top about it.
Oh, sweetheart.
I was genuinely frightened.
Oh, Jack.
Not just for my own future, because I thought I'd hurt my friend.
Yeah, of course.
And my fear and my self-loathing just drove all the gratitude away for a few days.
Oh.
I just couldn't find it within me anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And Christmas is always a difficult time for me. So anyway, it went on for a few days like that, and I was feeling really miserable and hated myself for hurting her and for scupping my own future and not knowing what was happening.
Oh, you must have had quite a big baseball bat, mate, to be hitting yourself with.
It wasn't big
Bloody
at all.
burn it so you can't do it again.
It wasn't big at all, yeah. Right, anyway, on the evening of the full moon,
Yeah.
I dived really deep inside my own soul and found where my gratitude had retreated to.
Oh,
And in ritual, I managed to bring it back to the surface.
good.
I started to really feel the gratitude again
Yeah.
for the wonderful experiences I've already had since I've been here,
Yeah.
whether it works out or whether it doesn't.
Yeah.
As well as gratitude for what I was about to receive, in the full knowledge and confidence that whatever happened, however it worked out, and I was letting whatever happened be okay, but however it worked out, I was going to learn something and grow.
Indeed.
So to cut a long story short, the issue with my friend blew over. And now we both understand each other a lot better. And
Yeah.
we're now as close, possibly even closer than before.
Oh, well done, Jack. You turned that into a real big blessing, didn't you?
Now, would that have been able to happen if I'd not found my gratitude? I mean, we'll never know for certain, will we?
No, but I think that, yeah, tapping back into that attitude of gratitude and feeling that, I think it's really magical.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as I said, it's not magic. I know what you mean, and it is magical, but it's not magic. My pain and fear would have driven her further away. But maybe that's what true magic is.
Yeah.
We bring about change in the external world
Yeah,
by
indeed.
changing ourselves,
Yeah, yeah.
by changing ourselves internally. And then the universe reflects back
Yeah.
those changes to us in our life experiences.
Yeah, indeed, darling.
Gratitude operates through a universal law that governs all of life. According to the law of attraction, which most of you heard about, and we've spoken about it on the show many times.
Yeah.
Which governs all the energy in our universe, from the formation of an atom to the movement of the planets. Like attracts like. It's because of the law of attraction that the cells of every living being are held together, as well as the substance of every material object.
Yeah.
In our lives, the law takes its cue from our thoughts and feelings, reflecting them back to us, because they are energy too. It's an energy universe.
Yeah.
Whatever we think, whatever we feel, the important thing is what we feel.
Yeah.
We attract to us. And if you think, I don't like my job, I haven't got enough money, I can't find my perfect partner, I can't pay my bills, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, I think I'm coming down with something, he or she doesn't appreciate me, I don't get along with my parents. If you've got all that going through in your head and in your heart, then you must attract those experiences into your life.
Yeah.
And that's where I was stuck for quite a few years.
Mm.
But if you think about what you're grateful for, like I love my job, my family is very supportive, I've just had the best holiday ever, then those things will come,
Yeah.
will be reflected
Absolutely, darling.
back at you, you know?
It's like instant karma that John Lennon used to talk about. That
Yeah.
literally, when you're in the zone of gratitude, I think that I've thought, oh, do you know what? Be really wonderful. And then, quick as a flash, it's there because I felt what it would be like when this happened.
You know, your gratitude is a magnet.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly.
The more gratitude you have, the more love and abundance that you magnetize.
Yeah.
It's a universal law. So when you get up in the morning, give thanks for the morning light.
Yeah.
For your life and strength. This is what you were saying, Annie, isn't it? Give for the very fact that you've woken up.
Yeah. Because actually, if you haven't woken up this morning, you're not going to be able to do much gratitude in the astral plane, are you really? I don't know. I can't remember what it was like last time I was there, so I don't know really.
Well, even if you don't wake up in the morning,
I would still be grateful that I was once alive and had a physical body.
you don't wake up in the morning, give thanks for the fact that this incarnation is over and you can get on with your real life. Everything is a blessing.
It is. There will never be a time, there has never been a time when I did not exist. There will never be a time when I don't exist. I might not always have a physical body, but there will never be a time that I don't exist. I'm absolutely more than 100% sure of that, Jack. And for that, I am very, very grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I actually remember quite a lot of my past lives, so
yeah, absolutely.
Go current lives, so parallel lives.
In current lives, just to add to it.
Give thanks for your food and the joy of living.
Yeah.
If you see no reason for giving thanks, then the fault lies with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be that cup half empty chap, or 3/4.
I can't imagine you like that, because all the time I've known you, I've only known the cup's brimming over, Jack. So I don't know that other Jack that was half empty.
Well, I used to be that guy. I had a pretty shitty life. I'm not saying more or less shitty than anybody else. I'm just saying I had a fairly shitty life. And I just thought I was being realistic. I too many times I'd hoped for things only to be disappointed, or had things just to have them snatched away from me.
Yeah.
Then about 3 years ago, everything changed. A series of what were in the beginning very painful experiences completely changed me. Now I look back and I understand why I was having a shitty life before.
Yeah.
My mental attitude was attracting it. My shitty attitude was attracting my shitty life. So now I'm the man that you've known for the last 2 or 3 years. And
Thanks to stand in the park, Jack Cox. I've known you nearly 3 years.
Yeah. Now I'm overflowing with love and gratitude.
Yeah.
And that's beginning to draw great changes into my life.
Yeah.
Such as this move to Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't happy in Stafford, don't you?
No, you've wanted to move to Glastonbury for a long time, darling. And you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it.
Woo!
I'm so bloody grateful,
You are bloody grateful.
To the people who've made it possible.
Yeah.
Sure, there's a long way to go. The road is long and sometimes rocky. But I'm not thinking about that, I'm just fully focused on
the present moment.
Fully focused on the love and the gratitude, and just letting whatever happens be okay. Not being attached to any particular story. History is laden with famous figures who practice gratitude and whose achievements put them amongst the greatest human beings who ever lived. Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., the Dalai Lama, Leonardo da Vinci, Plato, Shakespeare, Aesop, Blake, Emerson, Dickens, Descartes, Lincoln, Young. The list goes on and on and on. Albert Einstein's scientific discoveries changed the way we see the universe. And when asked about his achievements, he spoke only of giving thanks to others, to the scientists that went before him. One of the most brilliant minds of our time thanked other people over 100 times a day for the work that they had done. Is it any wonder that so many of life's mysteries were revealed to him? Is it any wonder that Einstein made some of the greatest scientific discoveries in history? He
Yeah.
practiced gratitude every single day of his life.
Yeah.
And in return, he received many forms of abundance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he didn't start off with anything, did he? He started off as a patent clerk, I think.
And he was dyslexic. He was told at school that he was stupid. He'd never amount to anything. Wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like lots of us were told that we'd never amount to anything. Wrong.
And it was the same for Isaac Newton. When
Yeah.
he was asked how he'd achieved the scientific discoveries that he made, he said that he stood on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
Isaac Newton, recently voted the greatest contributor to science and mankind, was so grateful to those men and women who lived before him. And we all need to be grateful to our ancestors, don't we?
Yeah.
The legacy that they've left us.
Indeed.
Including the DNA legacy that lives on inside our body.
Yeah. If it hadn't been for them, we wouldn't be here, would we?
The scientists, philosophers, inventors, discoverers, and prophets who practice gratitude reaped it daily, and most were aware of its inherent power. Yet still, gratitude's power is unknown to so many people because we just take things for granted now, don't we? As you were saying in your talk, Annie, people just take things for granted. They don't stop and realize that every little thing is a miracle.
Exactly. The fact that we're alive, that we're talking to each other on this medium this evening, all of that's a miracle. That Catherine could turn up, Barnabas has turned up, you have, I have, and that this technology, however weird and wonderful it's been tonight, is working, that we can do this even though I'm not in Glastonbury, I'm not where Barnabas is, I'm not where Catherine is either. But the fact that we can talk to each other is quite extraordinary, isn't it?
And as gardeners, we see the miracle.
Yeah.
We put a seed in the ground, and a few months later, we've got a cabbage.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a miracle.
It is.
Okay, we may be able to explain it scientifically, but it's still a miracle.
No, it's still a miracle, and every baby that's born is a miracle. I've thought that for a long, long time.
So the magic of gratitude will transform our entire lives, as it's beginning to transform mine. Genuine, heartfelt gratitude will turn your liaisons into joyful and meaningful relationships.
Yeah.
No matter what state they're in now. Gratitude will make you more prosperous so that you will have more money that you need to do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
But of course, prosperity isn't just money. There's other ways of...
Exactly. It's ideas, it's the company of others, it's companionship, it's all sorts of things are prosperity and abundance, aren't they?
Gratitude will increase your health and bring a level of happiness beyond what you've ever known before. And it's happening to me now as I speak. I've never, ever been this happy in my life.
Oh, I'm so pleased to hear that, Jack.
You know, I can testify to this from personal experience. It's working.
Mm.
And when you have happiness for no reason, all the other things don't really matter.
No.
As you practice gratitude, you'll understand why particular things in your life may have gone wrong. I can certainly look back on my earlier life and see why they went wrong and what I was doing to make them go wrong. And you can see why certain things might still be missing from your life. But as you make gratitude more and more a way of life, your default position.
Yeah. It is that attitude of gratitude permanently.
Then you'll find yourself completely in love with life.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything will seem effortless. Even when it's an effort, it'll feel that effort.
Indeed.
It'll be a joy.
Yeah.
What's it they used to say in The Secret? It won't. You'll be working, but it won't feel like work.
Yeah.
You'll feel as light as a feather. Yeah, and happier than you've ever been before.
Yeah.
Every day will be magical.
Yeah.
Anyone can feel gratitude for receiving something good. But the trick is to feel gratitude before the event occurs. For what we are about to receive, may we be truly thankful.
And I think it's the way that we manifest successfully with quantum physics. I always say, I've got a manifestation board that I've just made or redone. And I say every day, thank you for sending me all of this. Even if I can see no evidence that it's on its way, I know saying thank you to the universe, even if there is no perceptible changes that are visible, I know just the fact that I'm saying every day, thank you for bringing all this forward. They go, we better give it to her then, haven't we? Since she's so grateful already, even before it comes.
So what are you grateful for, Annie?
That I wasn't going to cry, but I am. That I had 2 weeks with my son and daughter-in-law and my grandson at Christmas for the first time ever, because he lives in a Muslim country. He has 2 days off usually. So the fact that he could come over and have 2 weeks was, Jack, it was beyond beautiful. Very sad when they went back, because Wilson didn't want to go. I didn't want him to go. But I'm very grateful that the universe made this happen for us. I'm more than grateful for all the reasons that came together so we could have time together. And I spent Christmas Day with my son, which hasn't happened for 13 years. And Wilson, obviously, he's 7 now, so he's never spent Christmas Day with me. So we just had the most amazing, lovely, beautiful time together. So I am massively grateful for that. Massively grateful.
That's a real blessing, isn't it?
Sometimes what we're grateful for isn't presents or physical things as such. It was the experience of being in their presence and them being in my presence, and just having all those lovely hugs that we don't have usually.
Yeah.
So I am massively, massively grateful that I had that opportunity at Christmas to see my family.
Barnabas, you're on the spot.
I'm on the spot. Well, it's not going to come as any surprise to you here. I'm grateful for the Jack Cox Zoom on a Monday evening. And I'm also grateful for the friendships that I've made within various different places, with Sandan and Mary and Catherine and Karen and yourself, Jack and Annie, that I don't feel alone anymore. I felt like I was taking my journey, my walk through life with people who love me around me, but don't really get me, don't really understand me, don't really want to engage with the depth of me. And in all these relationships that I've mentioned, and there are others in recent years, 2-3 years now, I do feel that I have my tribe, that I belong, and that people understand me, and they want to engage with me, even if sometimes they could do without me being there, because I am known for, I think that was quite an interesting exercise, because Sandan is quite a forceful personality, and like here, where on Jack's channel, it was Sandan's show. Wondered if it might be appropriate to share another poem with you from the exercise of 28 days. So this one, it's like you were saying about on The Secret, they said about getting out of bed, and you put your first foot down, you go thank, and the second foot down, you go you, and then you walk to the bathroom, thank you, and feeling it, feeling the gratitude, not just going thank you like a robot, but you actually feel how grateful you are one that you're awake, one that you're walking, one that you've got a bathroom, you've got a home where you live, and so on. So to take that up to the next level, what they did was they said, when you go out to walk in the street, you've got to say 100 thank yous, either out loud or under your breath, in your mind, as you're putting each foot in front of each other, as you're walking out and about, not in your home now. This is in the real world, out there with the rest of the mankind out there. And so this is called 100 thank yous. 100 steps I took, 100 thank yous I said. Some thank yous were out loud and some were in my head. I went to the cash machine, then to the barber's shop. It was time to have my hair cut, and I gave thanks quite a lot for all the people in the world who make my life so bright. Then I looked all around me as life passed by my sight. The shopping on the high street, the public transport on the road. I thanked everyone I could think of for lightening my load. But then, in gratitude, I thought of how I might repay the kindnesses that I'd been shown each and every day. I decided I would spend my life seeking to bless mankind so that when I leave this place, I'll be remembered for being kind.
Oh, that's beautiful, Barnabas. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
It's left me speechless. Right. Yeah. Do you want to share anything?
Yeah, I would say go back to what you've all been saying about what you're grateful for and everything. I would say, and you touched on this a little bit, Jack. I'm grateful for the pain. And I think when you actually can turn that, it's like alchemizing the pain into gratitude. It's where you can actually see the lesson and why it's been brought in and actually accept it. I think there is so much to be gained from pain.
Yeah.
We don't realize it when we're going through it and we're in the story and we're just feeling it. We just don't realize it at the time. But I think when you can actually look, some just this past year, some of the biggest lessons and the most gratitude I've got is for the people that I've seen that have hurt me.
Yeah.
And they haven't actually, they're just living their lives from their point of view. And when you can accept that, it is, I think it's the biggest relief that I've actually felt in my whole life has been this year when I've allowed people to leave me. I've gone on 5G. I've just had a power cut.
Oh dear. All right.
Can you hear me?
You can still hear
Yeah,
you.
we can still hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm here anyway. But as long as you can hear me anyway. What I was saying is that the people that have left me or perceived to have left me, the people that have hurt me or have seemed to be hurting me, when I actually can turn that into my lessons of letting go of that and growing from it, that's what I would like to say that I am really grateful for.
Yeah, I completely agree. When I did the show with Jack on how I left an abusive relationship, I spent quite a lot of time saying that I was very grateful to him for all the lessons that I learned with him and for that soulmate contract. Because without any of that, Catherine, I wouldn't be who I am today. Without all the heartbreak, gut-wrenching, traumatic things that went on in that marriage, any of that had been, if he hadn't have honoured our soul contract, I would not be the magnificent woman I am today. And I know that in my heart. And you said it as well, Jack, didn't you? That those who have hurt us have made us these, the most extraordinary, loving creatures now.
Well, the thing I often say, and I've said it on the show before, because you were talking about soul contracts. Who would you choose to enter a soul contract with to teach you your hardest lessons? Your closest friend in spirit.
Yeah, absolutely, Jack.
Your closest, dearest friend.
100%.
You couldn't ask a stranger to do that for you.
No, not at all, darling. Not at all.
And when you realise that, it gives you a completely different perspective.
Oh, massively. You're just very grateful then that it happened. And also that you're done and dusted with that particular lesson. Got to be honest.
Yeah. I think the difference for me 3 years ago, what happened to me 3 years ago, is rather than going to the pub and trying to shut it all out and drown it in drink, and I just sat with the pain. I didn't give it a story. I didn't give it any words at all. I just sat and felt the pain. And it went. After a few months, it went. And all the love and gratitude was left behind, but the pain had gone.
Yeah.
And I have so much gratitude to that person who facilitated that for me.
Yeah, sure.
Because without that experience, I wouldn't be the man I am now.
Exactly that, darling.
And I quite like the man I am now.
I should bloody hope so. I love the man you are now. I'm just blooming liking him. You should love him. Shall I read this story about self-love?
Yeah.
Right. Are you ready, folks? Are you sitting comfortably? And
then you'll begin.
Does it matter who you love? Asked the fox. Not one bit, replied the moon. Love is love. And that's the only thing that really ever matters. How far can love travel? Asked the fox. Further than you could ever imagine, replied the moon. To the moon and back? Asked the fox. At the very least, replied the moon. What is the most important kind of love? Asked the fox. Self-love, replied the moon. If you love, accept, and believe in yourself enough, you can do anything. How can I love myself? Asked the fox. Give yourself kindness, replied the moon, and know that no matter what, you matter and you are enough. Things are tough at the moment, said the fox. Let the waves carry you through the turbulent times, replied the moon. Calm seas always follow a storm. Where can you find happiness? Asked the fox. In the simple things, replied the moon, like shared moments, stories, and the stars. Little changes add up, said the moon, so be proud of yourself for every step, no matter how small it may seem. I feel so small, said the fox. So do the stars, replied the moon, and yet the night sky would be nothing without them. Stars are wonderful, said the fox, and so are you, replied the moon. I'm worried that if I fall, said the fox, I might not be able to pick myself up again. Even at your lowest point, replied the moon, you still have it in you to shine, even if you do need a little bit of help sometimes. Things are always better when you're here, said the fox. You lift me up somehow. That's what friends are for, replied the moon. Can wishes come true? Asked the fox. Hope, wish, and wonder away, replied the moon. Anything is possible when you start small and dream big. I never seem to get there, said the fox. Things always go wrong for me. Each and every experience in life shapes us, replied the moon. They help us to become who we are. They help us to be strong and brave. Just look at the trees. Each autumn they lose everything, yet springtime gives them a chance to try again. What is magic? Asked the fox. Sharing a moment with another who understands your soul, replied the moon. When you feel it, you'll know. I don't want to let go, said the fox. Letting go doesn't have to mean forgetting, replied the moon. It can be the start of a beautiful new start and new beginning. I think I might be lost, said the fox. Perhaps that's not such a bad thing, replied the moon. There is peace to be found in just being, not doing sometimes, and in letting life surprise you. Sometimes the world feels like a very dark place, said the fox. It can be, replied the moon. It's important to know there is always light to be found. Where? Asked the fox. Sometimes I can't see it. We often find the most wonderful things in the places we least expected them, said the moon, and at the times we need them most. There is a sort of magic that happens when you start to believe in yourself, said the moon. All of a sudden, things fall right into place. It hurts so much to miss someone, said the fox. Well, remember, replied the moon, distance means so little when you love someone so much. I wish things could just be easy, said the fox. Life is full of ups and downs, replied the moon, and it's through the difficult times that we learn just how resilient, brave and courageous we really are. I promise I'll never forget you, said the fox. Even when you're no longer there. I know, replied the moon. We've shared too many happy times to forget each other. I will keep them in my heart forever, said the fox. That way we'll always be together, replied the moon. Sometimes I want to give up, said the fox. But I know you are strong enough to carry on, replied the moon. So just know that in those hard times, I will never, ever give up on you. It's hard to shine all the time, said the star. And until we meet again, thank you to all of our Earth family, without whom none of this would be possible. What do you think of that, Jack Cox?
That's beautiful, Annie. Where's it from?
It's called To the Moon and Back.
By?
And it's by Stacey McNeill, and it says a picture book for old souls and young hearts.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And I just thought I wanted to read it to you tonight because I think we all need to be reminded to love ourselves.
I think that's gorgeous, Annie. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Oh, my pleasure.
I will put a link to it in the show notes.
Okay, darling, thank you.
And to all the other books that we've talked about today, as I always do. Well, maybe not every single reference that Annie quoted, but...
Well, I'll email it across now we've finished, and then you've got all
Lovely.
the spellings if you want to say anything about them. But thank you to Barnabas, thank you for Catherine, thank you to Jack for creating this lovely way of us talking to people and helping people, and also for all the editing.
Well, thank you for my lovely co-host, Annie Day, who has brought a completely new lease of life to this show.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
You've brought totally different energies to this show, and I really do appreciate that.
Oh. Well, I'm really glad that Stand in the Park got us together, baby.
And my friend Barnabas, who comes every week.
He does.
Bad Penny always turns up. Yep.
Reads out the most fantastic poems.
Yeah.
And for Catherine for coming tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Catherine.
Hope you can make it more often going forward. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please do like, share and subscribe. And we'll be back next week with a brand new show.
Indeedy.
If there's anything particularly you want us to talk about, then please do write in and let us know.
Wonderful. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye.
Bye.